Hello, it's 10:26 a.m. I'm just about to have my breakfast. You can tell I've run out of. Yes, it's very hot as well. I think having a shower just makes it worse. Sorry about that. Yes, you can tell I've run out of beans because I'm onto the spaghetti in tomato sauce. Spaghetti on tomato sauce. Spaghetti in tomato sauce, which is nice. I'm enjoying it very much. And I've got enough bread. I've got lots of cans of this, so I could be living on this today, 3 times a day. Um, I might be in trouble on Sunday. We shall see. I probably run out on Sunday, or I could have a takeout on Sunday to spare a tin or two. Anyway, a couple of exciting things for me, at least today. I'm going involving the two laptops. So if you saw yesterday's video regarding that old laptop in particular, then you probably got an idea. Well, anything to do with that old laptop can only mean one thing. I'm talking in riddles, but I'm building up to later on, hopefully. Right, so I'm sitting here having my breakfast. It's warm. It's not. I can still see some smoke. I can do some smoke signals here. And I'm about to watch the recently uploaded video, which went up 9 hours ago, using DaVinci Resolve, using the export and upload facility called YouTube. I don't know, it's happened before. It does the export, and when it tries to push it to YouTube for the upload, it closes itself. I don't know that until I'm looking at the status on YouTube, and it says 0% upload, and I'm thinking, well, come on, it should at least go up to 1 or 2 by now. So I thought, hang on, I think it's crashed or so. I just knew the upload stage had failed, but when I got there I didn't expect it to be closed, but I'm not surprised because I have seen it like do that before. And so basically I had to delete what was on YouTube and then do the upload manually. And then while I was doing that, I was going to do the thumbnail, but unfortunately I couldn't open DaVinci because it crashed. I tried to open it, but it just didn't react. So it meant restarting the computer, but by that time I was doing the upload, so I couldn't use DaVinci to do the thumbnail, is what I'm trying to say. So I had to use Pixlr and flashingtext.com to do it. What I use for Kdenlive and for shortcut I don't need, but I think for the last shortcut I used it. So I'm getting into a habit now of actually using Pixlr and flashing text to do the thumbnails in future. I think it's more practical, it's more convenient, and it probably makes more sense. So I did the thumbnail, and when I uploaded the thumbnail I had 7 minutes of the upload left, so I just completed the rest of the fields. I couldn't do page 2 because it was still uploading. Page 2 is okay, upload's done, you can now do the end screen, but couldn't. And page 3 is just saying, right, do you want to make it private, public, or unlisted, which is like private. So I suppose unlisted means it's not searchable even by yourself. I don't know, I haven't looked into it and I don't really mind what it does. So I set it to private, and saved it and left it alone, and then just checked on the phone every so often. And when it had completed, I just did the end screen there and then. It's just using there's a template now, as I said. Just change the previous video to the next one, test it, and then save it, and then make it public. It's all done. This was done 9 hours ago. So here I am about to watch it and having my breakfast and trying to create some sort of cool air. Right, I've seen the recently uploaded video, excuse me, and I knew the quality wouldn't be all that, because whenever I use the YouTube preset, I think certain cameras on it's recorded on the Samsung S8 smartphone, and the rear camera, the front facing camera seems to be more clear regardless of the setting, export setting, but the rear facing camera, shots taken with that seem to appear a bit blocky. I wonder if the variable rates are on the rear facing, because that's the one I use for doing the dash cam. So when you're passing through the trees, not through the trees, but passing by trees or foliage, you may see blocks where it's trying to, I don't know, this is where the GOP comes in. There's variable frame rates, and so it has to compensate for the difference. So I seem to have a problem with the rear facing camera, whereas what I've seen with the front facing camera, the quality was really good. So what am I doing? Am I going to start editing? No, this is I think I'm going to say bonjour, or not bonjour, not goodbye, possibly au revoir, more than likely au revoir to DaVinci Resolve. So it's a toss-up between Shortcut and one other, but for now I'm just going to uninstall DaVinci. It's still installing. It's been going for about 40 minutes. 40 minutes. And I made a right pig zoo of the internet connection. I just couldn't. I don't know what version I've just downloaded, but it had trouble. Well, I've had trouble trying to set up the Wi-Fi, so I've had to abandon it. 40 minutes though. Right, it's installed. I just put the USB drive away back to the TV so I can use it for recording stuff or Freeview, except radio. No, you can record radio. What you can't do is, they call it a time lapse. You can't rewind and pause. And I'm going off subject there. Yep, so it's installed now. It's taken almost an hour. I think it's taken 50 something minutes to install. I didn't know that. So I'm glad I didn't know that, because I may have thought twice about it. It looks really old, the operating system. But you see, when I went to download it, it said download 64-bit, and I'm a 32-bit, and it said just underneath, it said previous recent versions, and they are sort of 32-bit, so I went straight for it. So now I'm going to try and try and connect to the Wi-Fi, and when I have, I'll go to the Room Escape game, and well, if it's successful, the next thing you'll see is the Room Escape game. Yeah, got the Room Escape game working. So I'm planning to play this when I'm exporting the video, which I'll start editing soon, I hope. So yeah, good. And this is Lubuntu. I think one of the very first alternatives to Windows and Mac OS was Ubuntu, which is an African word. I say African, but it's one of the countries in Africa, obviously, that I'm going to find out what it means. It's a nice meaning. It means community and sharing. It's what open source is all about, which is what the Ubuntu operating system was an alternative to Windows and Mac. And what Ubuntu means, I'll just find out. something really nice. It means community. It's a South African word, and it says a quality that includes the essential human virtues, compassion and humanity. And that this and this is one of the forerunners of the open source operating systems. I'm going back. My earliest recollection would be around the 2000 mark. It may even go further back than that. But since then, there's been it opened the gates for other operating systems, as you've seen through in my videos, like Linux Mint and Peppermint and Bodhi Linux. But back in around the 2000 mark, I did have a tower computer, a time computer, and I wanted to come off of Windows ME onto operating systems like Ubuntu, but the computer was just so slow, it just couldn't rattle. At least this one is reasonably new in comparison. Anyway, this is called Lubuntu with an L in front of it because it's lightweight, and that's what I'm seeking right now, a lightweight, fast operating system for this very old compact Presario. And I figured out obviously I figured out the Wi-Fi. I know what the Wi-Fi password was, but it's made up of 3 words, and one of the words sounded like the actual words. I couldn't figure out why it wasn't working. Maybe this word goes in the 3rd spot, not the 2nd spot, and I tried both versions, it just wouldn't work. So I had to cheat and find out what it was, and it sounded similar, but it wasn't the same. Anyway, I got through to the Wi-Fi, and I got through to the Room Escape game, which I said I will play later. So now I'm going to shut this down. It's 1:30. I'm planning to have lunch at 3 o'clock, which will be spaghetti and tomato sauce on brown bread, but instead of tomato ketchup I'll sprinkle brown if I remember to. And whilst I'm having that, I'll watch Wentworth Prison, the long awaited 8th season. So for now, actually, let me just check the date. Hang on a sec. The date, yeah, and time, yeah. Found it through the internet. Let's see how quickly it shuts down. So far, it's responded really quickly, which is better than the others I've used. Yep, good. Forgot all about this. Multitasking. Oh yes. When I was turning the TV on earlier, I happened to notice a picture or thumbnail of one of the recordings of David Lynch, because yesterday was Thursday, and the Sky Arts Directors episode was on David Lynch, him of Eraserhead and Wild at Heart and Blue Velvet. I think that's the most famous one. And of course he produced and directed the first episode of Twin Peaks. Dum, 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 dum. It's 3 o'clock, so I'm going to have my lunch, and I'm using Kdenlive and it's going really well. I'm trying to remember the shortcuts, but luckily I did change the shortcuts to match DaVinci Resolve, so it's not, I'm coping. It's a lifesaver. Right, yeah, so it's just gone 3, it's 5 past, so I'm going to have the spaghetti and tin tomato on toast and watch, was it last night's, Wednesday's episode? Today's Friday, so Wednesday's episode of Wentworth Prison. Then after that, come back here and carry on. So there's only 16 clips and I'm on clip number, doesn't matter, I've still got, I think 3 or 4, about 2 or more clips to go, I think. Right, so having said that, I'm about to do just that. Head into the kitchen and prepare the next meal. Got some coffee left, which means I'm here to get a biscuit. Wow, what an explosive opener to the first episode of Series 8 of Wentworth Prison. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. 2 new characters, Reb Keane and Luke Kelly. They've taken these character names from Prisoner Cell Block H. So when you hear these names, wow! You certainly think back to the original, the show that it's based on, or loosely based on. Yeah, and they mentioned Pixie as well, but only in conversations. I don't think Pixie's going to appear. Right, back to the episode. Right, back to the edit at just gone 5, I think, 5:10, I seem to recall. So that was a really good episode of Wentworth Prison. My goodness. And of course another character, Anne Reynolds, from the Prisoner Cell Block H, has turned up as well. Yeah, very good. It's got everything. Bit like Game of Thrones, it's got everything. It's a great show, high caliber acting, production values, but it doesn't shy away from things. It's certainly not like Prisoner Cell Block H in that respect. No. Right. I haven't logged on the telly yet. Yep, here we go. So I'm gonna carry on till past 6 and then I'll go down and check the post. And basically carry on now until I finish, and when the export's kicking off, it's probably going to be quite late, and then I'll have the same meal I had yesterday. If you don't know what that was, then I won't mention it now. Hopefully I'll reveal all later on. Yeah. Yeah. So here we go then. I think it's gone 6, yeah. So I'm going to go and check the post. I was looking for a convenient stopping point. I say convenient. It's not really convenient because Kdenlive was starting to lag, so it needs a restart anyway. So went better than after 6 p.m. No post. It's almost 9 p.m. and I've just kicked off the export on Kdenlive. It got a bit laggy here and there, but I did a preview, that thing where you lower the resolution, not proxy, but you lower it from 1080 to all the way down to 270. It's like on Shortcut it's called a preview
can't remember. Anyway, I did the same thing in Kdenlive's got the same thing, and I did that, and I assigned shortcut keys to it. So when it's lagging, I just hit a function key, shortcut key, and the quality drops, but suddenly the animation is normal. I don't know why I should bring that up. Oh yeah, because there was instances in the edit. That was the only issue I had. I don't know if there's something building on the hard drive that I'm not aware of. I did clear out the cache folder, and from what I saw of it, I didn't really delve into it that much, because they're folders. When you open a folder, it opens another folder and another folder, and it's all these long, ridiculous file names. So I cleared that out, and it didn't make any difference. So I had to do a disk cleaning up and optimization, the reboot, percent, 10%, clear whatever's in there, and then it started to improve a little bit. But using this preview, I don't know what it's called, what shortcut call it, it improved it. It made it workable. But I'm thinking, I don't know why I don't use shortcut. It's so reliable. Oh well, that's my psyche for you. Right, it's really hot, and that hasn't helped much. I think I'll turn it off now when I'm watching TV. I was going to play a room escape game, but I did play one actually. Did I play one? Yes, I did. I did play one, yeah, today. So I don't know. I think I did feel a bit peckish actually. So I'll start the meal. Still haven't told you what it is, but maybe I filmed it in the last vlog. I can't remember. No important. Right, so that's what we're doing. We're gonna go in the kitchen and prepare it, and then sit aimlessly in front of the box. Right, here it goes.